nice city, a day in the life. I was on my own, catching a ride with the lady. Her hair hangs down past her thighs, blue and pistol shit. Satisfies, leather jacket, zipped up tight. Big ones coming, look for lost and found. Iron beams, bright and night city, where your appetite weighs you out to sunrise. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. Sacrifice, here in night city.
And another 97 just
Here in night city, got me up alright. Here in night city. The way you chase and tease me, get me up so high. We're on the rooftop and you don't compromise. Too many hollow, empty bodies lying around my street. Don't testify. You got to whisper now on your arm, and so we keep on moving. Gotta take it slow. No, she pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our city. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our city. Here in our city, got me up alright. Here in our city. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our city.
Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome on into the stream. I am sick. So, we're not playing Cyberpunk today because I don't think I have the mental capacity for that right now, to be completely honest. But hi everybody, Panda, welcome on in. Thank you so much for grabbing first. Gurky, thank you so much for grabbing second. Ginger, thank you so much for grabbing third. And Spizzy, thank you so much for grabbing third the first time around. Spizzy, thank you so much for being a sub for 4 months. That's so freaking long. And Panda, thank you so much for being a sub for 15 months. Oh my goodness, YouTube. Both of you tier 1. Gurky was 20 stream streak. Spizzy was a 5 stream streak. Oh my goodness. Wild. But hi, welcome on in everybody. Gurky, this is a song called Night City by REL and Artemis Delta. It is from the Cyberpunk 2077 soundtrack. It is one of my favorite songs from that soundtrack. Oh, it's so good. Guys, I am sicko, sadly. The reason for that is I went over to the capital city for 1 day. That is why we didn't have a Saturday stream. Excuse you.
Lady Spizzy just cheered 100 bits. Achoo.
Achoo. Also, that means we're almost to a goal. Ginger. Ginger, you gave Haley a sub. I don't know why we didn't have a sound for that. Haley, I hope you enjoyed your sub from Ginger. And you guys started a hype train? What are y'all doing? What is this? Why? Y'all are wild. But yes, like I was saying, I went to the capital city for a day. Oh my goodness.
Bloody Spizzy just cheered 145 bits.
You guys are too much. Thank you. It is making me feel a lot better, so I appreciate that. But in the capital city, I was there for literally not even a full day. I flew in at 6 in the morning. I flew out at almost 10 p.m. I was supposed to fly out at like 9:30 p.m., but the plane got delayed. Also, I was supposed to fly not exactly like top of the line plane, not even close, but I was gonna be in economy in like this more or less well-known airline over here that we have. And then I showed up pretty early to the airport and I was like, oh, perfect. I have so much time because I showed up at like 4:30 and my flight didn't leave until like 5:55 in the morning. So it's like, ooh, what do I want to do? Because like I haven't had breakfast. I might as well go and grab some foodies, right? So I was like, I should probably go and get through registration first because like I don't want to be stressed out about that later. So I'm gonna go do that and then I'll grab foodies right after so I can like chill. So I go to registration and I am so glad that I did that first because as I got to registration, I heard over the loudspeaker, they were like, something very muffled, flight leaving from where I'm at, going to where I'm going, something very muffled, and then it just said, transfer of your flight, and I couldn't hear anything else, and I was like, that doesn't sound good. So I'm standing in line to register, and then a lady, there's like 2 ladies here who are taking people for our lane to go and register, and then there's a lady like off to the side, and this off to the side lady is like, hey, if anyone is going on this 5:55 plane from this location to this location, please come up to me without any lane or anything. Like, don't stand in line, just come up to me. And I was like, oh, that'd be me. So I come up to her, and there's a couple people in front of me, and I'm trying to listen to what they're saying, and they're like, oh, yeah, like, your flight has been changed. I was like, what? And I can't hear anything else, so, like, I come up to her, and I was like, hi, what's going on? And she's like, yeah, so the airline, like, the plane you're supposed to leave on, physical plane, is not here. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, it didn't, like, it's delayed, it's somewhere in the air, it's not gonna be here on time, we're transferring you over to a different one. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So, what do we do? And she's like, don't worry, like, it's going to be this airline, and it's like a well-known low coaster. And I was like, oh god, okay, that's fine. And then she was like, so you have 2 options. You can either get a free rescheduling for a different day of that same airlines that you booked, or you can get a free cancellation and we return you all of the money. And I was like, no, like, I have to be there today. And she's like, okay, so then you can take this flight. I was like, guess I don't really have any other options. That's fine, I'll take the flight. She's like, perfect. Your boarding is right now. Get through security. We're about to close registration. Go, run. And I was like, what? And it's still like 5. My plane was supposed to leave at 5:55. She's like, yeah, no, it is gonna be early. So you gotta go and get through security, and they're boarding right now. Like, boarding starts in 2 minutes. Go. I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay. So I run. And I get through security and everything, and I make it to boarding, and I'm like, okay, we're here. And everybody's like lined up, and I'm like, geez, guys, like, I got here early. What about all the people who will get here like on time for their departure? Because this is also like a domestic flight. People don't usually come that early for a domestic flight. Like, international, I'm there like 2-3 hours ahead. Domestic, I'm usually there an hour ahead. I was here a little bit earlier than that, but once again, The boarding is now starting at 5 a.m. My plane wasn't supposed to leave until 6 a.m. So they're like, yeah, so you're leaving right now. I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm still hungry. So I look around and like there is the boarding and here's the gate we're boarding at. Here's the line and there's a cafe right here. I'm like, they're not moving it. I feel like I have time to at least get myself a coffee. So I run to the place. There's two people ahead of me in line. I was like, oh, please order fast. And there's one girl working behind at the cashier. I'm like praying for her because like she looks exhausted. She looks like she just pulled a night shift and we have a lot of planes that leave at night. I was like, oh, this poor girl. So I come up. The two people come and go pretty quickly. So it's my turn. I was like, hi, could I just like get a coffee to go like real quick? She was like, yeah, absolutely. Are you like on this flight? I was like, yeah. She's like, I got you. We're like talking and she's like, yeah, like, do you want it more sugary, less sugary? How much syrup do you want? I was like, honestly, don't care, just something. She's like, you just need to wake up. I was like, yup, I have a long day ahead of me. So she's like, okay, I got you. So she gets me, like, they're starting to move, they're boarding. I was like, oh God, I don't have a lot of time. So she gets me the coffee. I was like, perfect, thank you. I pay, I do everything. I get like a little chocolate bar to keep me awake. I get my coffee. I'm running to get in line to go boarding. What I didn't realize is the line is here, the gate is here, as in there is like a whole other hallway to get to the actual plane. So no. People were leaving from here to go to that nightmare of a hallway. So I had plenty of time still. Make it to the plane. It's a low coaster, so I'm not expecting much of it. It's fine. I had such a sweet neighbor at first. This dude looked so exhausted as well. Nobody looks awake at a 5 a.m. plane. Like, we're also like combined with some other flight as well. They're supposed to leave earlier, so we're now 2 planes in this tiny ass low coaster plane, and we're like, oh, okay, this is something. Bye, Spoozy, love you. Enjoy Greece. And yeah, so like we're there, we're taking off. We leave like over 30 minutes earlier than we were meant to. I think we left at like 5:20 something. We were supposed to leave at 5:55. I have no idea what happened to any of the people who got there later than that, who thought they had more than enough time, because our airport is also tiny. We have 3 gates total for domestic. We just got a brand new international airport. I have not been there yet. I will let you guys know how that goes, because I am taking it in September. But like our domestic like airport is tiny. Nobody gets there that early unless they're me, honestly. So I have no idea what happened to the rest of the people. But this guy who was sitting next to me, first of all, I don't know why he didn't move. We had us 2 sitting. I was at the window, he was in the middle, and no one was sitting in the aisle. I don't know why he didn't move to the aisle so we could both have a bit of room. Was the middle being open? But I wasn't going to ask him to move because that just seemed rude. I wasn't going to ask him anything. I didn't talk to him a single time. The only thing I said to him was, that's my seat. Could you please move so I can get in? That was the only thing I said to him. And we haven't made eye contact. We haven't said anything to each other for the rest of it. I am way too socially awkward for that. I used to date people who would literally get on a plane and become friends with people next to us, people ahead of us, people behind us. I was like, how are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Like, why? So I sit down. We're not even in the air yet. He's asleep. He is dead to the world. I was like, okay, perfect. I'm on my phone doing my own thing. At some point, I don't know how it happens. It's not like we had too big a seat, so I kind of understand it, but also like I felt also like awkward and I am alone in the plane and I still look pretty femme and this is a guy I don't know. At some point in the plane, he was more than halfway in my seat. So I am now scrooched into this window, sitting like this, being like, oh god, it's only an hour and a half flight. I can make it. He's still asleep. Like, his head is like almost in my shoulder, kind of asleep. He's just like dead to the world. I'm like, oh god. Halfway through the flight, he just starts twitching. And it scared the ever-living crap out of me. Because he's laying down like this. And then he just goes... And, like, his hand, like, just slaps the side of my thigh. And I wasn't really paying attention. I was on my phone playing my little brick game. Because that's what I do on planes. And I almost jumped out of the fucking plane from how much that scared me. You guys don't understand. I'm over here just going little fucking Tetris block game type shit. And he just goes, BAM! I was like, what the fuck just happened? Also, I just slapped myself so hard. Ow. God damn. Also, not even kidding. I don't know if you guys can see. You see this bruise? That's from him. I have this bruise to fucking prove it. That's how hard he fucking slapped me. He is still dead to the world. Like, did not wake up from that. Nothing. They bring out food. And they're like, hey, are you two together? I was like, no. They're like, no worries. They give me water. They give me the worst sandwich of my life. I took a bite out of that sandwich. I only got the bread. I was like, that's not bad. I took another bite. I got everything inside. I was like, I'm good. I'm not that hungry. Put everything away. I make it to my destination. Finally. This guy still twitching the rest of the flight. We land. He only woke up when the wheels hit the ground and we like jolted and he was like, whoa, what? I think he forgot he was on a plane. I think he forgot what year it was. That nap that he took was heavenly. He was out. He woke up so startled. He like almost got up. He was like, where am I? Figured out where he was like, okay, we're good. So we get off the plane. I am now in our capital city like 30 minutes early. I'm freaking out because the people that are picking me up, I've never met. Okay, backstory on that. The people who are picking me up is my mom's best friend and her husband. I have never met her husband because they only got married semi-recently. And I know her very, very well because I've known her since I was like 3. But I have never met her new husband, or not new husband, her only husband. She didn't get married until she was in her 50s. Which honestly, good for her. She focused on her career and then she managed to find love life later. And that's like, I applaud. She knew what she wanted and she went for it. Anyway, so I've never met him. So I'm like freaking out on how the hell am I gonna like figure out what he looks like. All I've been told about him is that he's Kazakh, he's not very tall, he has gray hair, he looks a bit more Korean than he does Kazakh. And I was like, great, awesome, what a description. Okay, look for a not very tall gray man. Like that's all I had to go off of. Also, flying was just a backpack. Like, I'm there for only a day, so I don't need much. So I get out, I'm looking around, I was like, oh goodness. So I realized, hey, I believe they sent me his phone number like 2 weeks ago. So I'm going through my, like, messages, find his phone number, call him, he's standing right next to me. He picks up, it's like, hello? Neither one of us recognize each other. We're like, hello? Oh, hi. We're standing directly right next to each other. Neither one of us was like, that's the person. I love that for us. That was great. So they picked me up. Took me to their house. It was the first time I got to see their house because they're also like they just built their own house from the ground up, which is like insane to me. They've been building it for like 5 years. I would say they've been building it for 5 years. They've been living in it for 3. They kind of like they build a little bit, live in it, make more money, build the rest of it, kind of thing. So they're like still working on it, but it's livable now. So we get there. They made me food, which is so nice of them. And then like we just talked and hung out a bit, and then I had to go to my event. And I realized that my event started a little bit later than I was originally told because some of the technical difficulties that happened with the venue. And they were like, hey guys, so sorry, we're going to have to move our event over a bit, which means they ended late, much later than they were meant to. And I have a flight home. I was like, God damn it. It's fine, whatever. So I was like, I haven't been in the city since 2017, which is the last time that Expo was over here. And I went to see the Expo because I was like, oh, that's really cool. Expo is going to be in my country. So I used to live in the city, but that was a while ago. I was small bean. I went to 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade in that city. I also lived in that city previous to that, but I definitely don't remember that because I was less than a year old. But I was like, you know what? I'm in a city all by myself. I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to be a tourist for a day. So I went to like all of the big touristy locations of that city. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? I don't feel like spending so much money on like taxis and stuff. I ended up getting myself an electric scooter so that I could rent out for either minutes or a full day. I rented it out for minutes and I just kind of drove all around and like saw the sights, parked it, like stopped my little minute counter, walked around, grabbed a different one, went on, and I ended up driving all around the city on that, and it was so fun and so great. And when it was time, I took it all the way to where the location of the event was. Something to note, 5 kilometers, which is like 2.5 miles, I think. Here in my city, very different than 5 kilometers in that city. Oh my God, like I walk 5 kilometers, no problem here. I drove 5 kilometers there and I was dying. I was like, how much farther is this place? Oh my goodness. Anyways, made it to the location. It was beautiful. It was such a great dance studio. It was a 3-story dance studio, which is insane to me to think about. And we ended up doing a dance style called Afro. It's part of the Africa dance style, and it was so much fun. Nothing's like what I've ever done before. I am exhausted just thinking of everything we had to do, but it was so great. I sadly didn't get to go to all of the events because, like I said, they ended up going later than they were supposed to and later than I've been told, and I had to come back, eat, and then get on the plane. And the people who picked me up actually ended up being like, hey, you should come back over for dinner as well. I was like, fuck it, yeah, why not? So I came over to them for dinner as well, and they were so nice. And then they took me to the airport, and I was like, I appreciate it so much. And I kept being like, oh my God, thank you so much for your hospitality. And they kept being like, what are you talking about? You are the daughter of my best friend. Of course, I am going to treat you like, well, this isn't even like hospitality. This is just us being like, yeah, come on over. You're part of family. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna freaking cry. They're so sweet. Anyways, so that's how my Saturday went. I got back here, and then the next day, I ended up meeting up with a friend of mine who I've known since 1st grade. which is also so. I just absolutely love them as well. We reconnected semi recently. I've been looking for them for a while, actually, and I was so happy when I actually finally found them. And I do actually mean found them. It was an insane story, too. Anyways, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some Sims 4. I just got the new expansion. Hold on. Let me get this all correct for you guys. There we go. Perfect. But yeah, I got a new expansion. If you guys haven't heard, there's a new expansion in this world called Lovestruck. Did the game crash? I think it did. Let's try that again. I haven't played Sims at all on the new computer, so I have no idea how it's going to run. But theoretically, it should run well. I know practically nothing about the new expansion. What I do know is it adds polyamory. It also adds polyamory to base game as well. And then it also adds like new romance options. It's all about romance, basically. What do you mean uninstalled packs? There shouldn't be any uninstalled packs. What? Hold on. What uninstalled packs are you talking about? Polyamory aspiration? Oh, we're so going for that. Okay, hold on. New game. What packs have not downloaded? Customize my own sim. Okay. How do I turn tips off? Sounds good. Okay, what do I have? Packs. I think everything is downloaded, right? I really want the grunge revival and the goth galore packs so badly. It's because it's a new computer? Okay, I got it. Alrighty. So one of the things that I love doing is randomizing 3 times and then working off of that. This is who we're working with! Did you give me the goth pack? Hold on. Might have to... Let me exit the game. If I open it Steam, will it give me the rest of the things? Hold on. Manage my add-ons. Oh! Yeah, that one's only through Steam, so I have to open the game through Steam. That's why. You got me the Goth Galore, not the Grunge Revival, because I think that one came out later. But the Sims version needs an update. How long is the update going to be? Let's see. If anything, I can go without. That's fine. Let me switch you guys to this for a second. Just so I can figure out where this is at. Because I got you that, got myself that, and the castle kit. You did. Yeah, that was so damn quick. Thank you, Sari. Sari got that so damn quick. I didn't get to read it. Not you, Siri. I'm sorry. My Siri turned on. Siri's like, huh? You've called? Sorry. I was talking about Saribot. Yeah, I don't know. This download is being super slow, actually. So if that's not going to download, that's fine. I'll just play it through EA for today. Wait, what are you talking about? I don't have connection. Have I been reconnected? I'm back. OBS Studio keeps being like, you're back, you're not, you're back, you're not. So I don't know. Did it not like do the reconnection save of like, you have a couple of seconds? It just went straight into your stream's just offline. Wild. Absolutely wild. Why would it do that? Okay, where in my settings is that in? Automatic reconnect is enabled. Maximum retries 25.